What's going on, Titans fans? Welcome into Titans Today by Chat Sports. Matthew Peterson here, letting you guys know that with the bye coming up, the beauty of the bye is you can spin zone yourself into coming off a win, get a little extra healthy, put some wins together. Awesome. Coming off a loss, you get to get healthy, you get to get the win after that. So no matter what, the bye, you can always manipulate in your head to be in your favor. So hit that thumbs up icon if you want to keep the good vibes, right? The good mojo going through this bye week in week 6. But first, we got to get to some week 5 takeaways. Titans knocking off the Commanders 21-17 from Landover, Maryland. And I've got 5 takeaways from this game I want to get across to all the Titans fans watching today. First takeaway is this. The second half offense still hasn't improved. And the thing with the NFL is teams can have slowish starts to the season and make an adjustment mid-year. That happens a lot in the NFL. Don't believe me? Look at the Chiefs last year. Remember how bad their defense was? Halfway through the year, midway through the year, they make a change. Tennessee, haven't seen it yet. In fact, they have been outscored, I want to get this exactly right, in the second half, 71-14. You cannot have that and be a winning football team over the course of a 17-game season. In the second half against Washington, here's what the Titans did. 3 plays, punt. 3 plays, go back 6 yards, and then punt. 7 plays, 75-yard touchdown drive. Good job, Derrick Henry. 7 plays, punt. 3 plays, you betcha, a punt. So you just have to be better over 4 quarters of football, right? Meanwhile, second half against the Colts, you might want to go back in time a little bit more. Punt, 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 wait, punt, and then the end of the game. The punts have to end in the second half. The Titans have to be able to just put together, I'm not asking for 4 quarters, how about 3? Let's start with 3, and then we'll work our way to 4 quarters, right? And this starts with Ryan Tannehill. When you are the quarterback, when you are the man making a lot of money, you have got to be more consistent over 4 quarters. This is not a new offense, right? And I know a lot of people have been banging and beating this fire Todd Downing drum, and I'm not here to take away your drumstick. I'm here to say it can't just be on one person. It can't just be on the offensive coordinator or just on Ryan Tannehill. It has to be a collective group effort from all 11 players on offense and the coaching staff. All right, speaking of this coaching staff, are you worried about it? Because it's on coaches to make adjustments, right? To make corrections throughout the season. And Downing has been unable. He's had a lot of questions, but no answers to getting this offense rocking and rolling in half number 2. Y for yes or N for no. All right, next week 5 takeaway. I kind of want to get the gloomy stuff out of the way because if you just focus on positives from a win, you're going to be looking at a loss the next week, in my opinion. And that is the secondary. It needs to be better. This Washington Commanders receiver room had a pretty good outing. De'Ami Brown, 2 grabs, including 1 very long touchdown reception, 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. Scary Terry was somewhat limited, but still 5 receptions for 67 yards. And Curtis Samuel, he popped off for 6 grabs and 62 yards, all right? Carson Wentz, it's fun to make fun of Carson Wentz because, well, what's there not to make fun of? But he did have a pretty good, at least statistical day against the Titans. 25 for 38, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Of course, David Long with the huge INT at the end of the game. But that does not get the secondary off the hook, in my opinion. I mean, after giving up bukus of yards to Stephon Diggs and the Bills on Monday night and finding success against the Colts, but Matt Ryan, he's flat at this point. It's flat Ryan. But Fulton, he's been very good this season, but he needs to step up. But I wouldn't even focus so much on him. Roger McCreary, the second-round pick out of Auburn, he also, in my opinion, needs to bring his better, I wouldn't say his A game because it's a rookie. So how about a B-plus game? Let's start right there, Roger, and then we can work to A game later on in the year. All right, next takeaway from this win in Washington. You got to feed Derrick Henry till you can't anymore because it just works. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to go, that's a massive human being. Maybe we should give him the football some more. And it's not that the Titans aren't giving him the rock enough. It just goes to show, when in doubt, Give Henry the ball. 28 carries, 102 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The guy is king, right? 104 carries already on the season, 408 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Derrick Henry is the lifeblood of this offense. Everything is going to run through him. He ranks 4th in rushing yards and 3rd in touchdowns amongst all running backs. Father Time refuses to catch up to number 22. So Derrick Henry, bravo, clap it up for the king, because he is looking like he is going to be, once again, right there at the top of the running back leaderboard. Now, here's a tough question. I don't know if tough's the right word. Here's a question, and then we'll fill in the adjective later. Is Derrick Henry the best running back in the NFL? There's a guy in Cleveland named Nick Chubb who might make a decent argument this year. He's put up some good numbers so far for the Browns, but the king, Tractacito, is the king. So let me know what you think. 1 for yes or 2 for no. Now, we got more takeaways to get to in just a moment, but first, there is such a great deal at Fanatics I had to let you guys in on. So, this sweet hoodie is on sale right now. Get Music City Football at chatsports.com/Titans hoodie. I put that link in the comments and the description of today's show. So make sure, as the weather gets a little chillier and you want to be repping your Titans gear on Sundays and every other day of the week, you are doing it in style right here at chatsports.com/Titans hoodie. Week 5 takeaway number 4. Jeffery Simmons is a stud. That's the tweet. That's the whole sentence right there. Jeffery Simmons was a second-team All-Pro last year, and right now he is on a trajectory to be first-team All-Pro this year, right there with the Aaron Donalds of the NFL. Against Washington on Sunday, 5 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 1 pass breakup, and 3 QB hits. This team is hurting right now. Unfortunately, that's not new for Tennessee to be dealing with a rash of injuries, but Simmons, make no mistake, is a monster. And at the end of this season, he's going to be an All-Pro if he keeps going at this rate. I mean, he just has an ability to change games, right? To wreak havoc on opposing offenses and force them to spend a whole week strategizing and game planning around him. And what does that do? It opens up other opportunities for other players. And even when that happens, he still, 98, has a way to get himself injected into this game and turn it upside down at times. My 5th and final takeaway from Week 5, the Titans will win the AFC South. Everyone always wants to doubt the Titans. They're 3-2 right now, entering the bye, and they've got some winnable games coming up. Let me read to you the Titans' schedule following the bye here. They're 3-2. Then they welcome the Colts. That's a huge game right there on October 23rd. Then they got the Texans. Very winnable game. Houston's not going to be an easy out this year, but you should take care of business. Then a tough stretch. Chiefs, Broncos, Packers, Bengals. Those 4 games right there, you go 2-2, combining with wins over the Colts and the Texans. 6-2 right there, 4-2. 7-4, you mean pretty good shape right there. As for the Colts, they got their nemesis, their Achilles heel, and the Jags coming to town this week. And then they got the Titans, of course, after that. Then the Commanders, the Patriots, the Raiders, and the Eagles. The Colts, outside of a lucky-ish, fluky-ish win against the Chiefs, have just not looked very convincing all year. I think the Titans are definitely on the inside track to win the AFC South yet again. So now that we got a decent chunk of the season in here, I'll let you guys revamp your season record predictions. With 3-2 in the books right now, what are you thinking for this team? 10-7? I think 10-7 is very much in reach for this Titans team. Not going to be number 1 in the AFC this year, I think, but 10-7 should win you the division and get you into the big dance.